So welcome to the second little tutorial on using Inkscape and the sort of things you might find useful. So first of all, let's talk about shading. So here's an item which is shaded, and you can see it goes from red to sort of white bright on the front and then red on the other side. So I click on this symbol over here, which is the sort of paintbrush fill and stroke. You'll see now that this one here is the linear gradient. So the linear gradient goes from has two or more stops. So this one here goes from this stop here, and the color is 255 pure red, through to the end stop here, which is also the same thing, 255 pure red, and the middle one is actually white, which is 255 255 255 white, but the opacity is set to 35. Now if I adjust this, you'll see what happens to the item itself. So this is pure white right in the middle, and this is like opaque, so it general sort of shading, so you can see how you can affect that. If you want to change the color of anything, you can just click on, this is the right hand stop one, the one over here. So if I wanted to change the color to say green, I can just slide this up here, slide the red, and this is pure green, and you can see what happens to the item there. I'll just zoom in a moment, and if I click on the item, double click it, you'll see this line appears, and this is the gradient line. So if I grab hold of one side of the line, you can see what happens to the gradient. As I move it up, you can see it angles, or if I move it out here, the red bit effectively would be over on the far right hand side, and the middle bit, which you can see is on the left hand side of the item, you can see that's the white bit there. And if I move it up here, of course it becomes more red. There's the gradient. So I'll just put it back to where it is. So if I go to the right a bit, here is an item which is also got a gradient, and you'll see now the gradient is perpendicular to the actual item. So if I move it, you can see what happens to the gradient there. If I move it this way, it actually goes to white. So the edge of the item moves as well. So you'll see that. So if I just put that back there now, this gradient here has only got what they call two stops. So it goes from this stop here, which is purely black, and this stop here, which is black, but it's 0% opacity. So if I change this, you can see how it becomes more black. Now if you want to have, as in the previous example, we wanted to have a stop in the middle, you can press the insert new stop here, and then you could have the stop, just say you wanted, so this is the middle stop now, so if you wanted it 255 255 255, that's a white stop, and then you can play around with it as before with the opacity. So that's shading, just gives you an idea of what to look for. Right, let's talk about bringing in an image. So I have here an image packer 3, so if I just drag it onto there, it's a JPEG image. It's actually quite big, so if I scroll out, select the item, select it, and then hold down the control button to keep its proportions, and I'll scroll back in, you'll see that's an image just brought in. So something else you'll see here, things which look as if they're transparent, and if I click on this here, you'll see that the fill is actually got no paint, so it's a completely transparent thing, and the SuperSCADA software can fill that with red when it's valid. So let's talk about shading now. Here's an item, I'll just put this in the middle. So here's an item. Now when I click on it, if I click on it and move it, it's just one item. So it's what they call grouped. So if I go to right click it, you'll see you can ungroup it, and now you can see the dotted line has got different images of different parts of it. So if I click away and then click onto it, you'll see that it's just part of the image. So if I move that away, there's the lettering. If I click on it again, that is the white bit. If I click on again, that is the sort of background, and here's the shading bit. So if I do an undo or Control Z, move that back, and Control Z, and that is the as we had it before. And if I want to just keep this as one thing, I select it all, click in the middle, or right click in the middle, and then group, and now you'll see that is back as one group that stays together. So the only other thing you might need to do is, or you will need to do, is to copy an image from somewhere else. So if I want to copy something like this here, I can do a Control C, so hold down the Control button and press C, or I can right click and just do copy. Then when I go back to my image here, right click and do a paste. There's a copy of that item there. And finally, let's just talk about points. So if I draw something here, this is a rectangle. Now it does look as if it's got edges to it. So if I click on this here, I can actually get rid of the rounded edges. So here's a normal rectangle, and it is a rectangle, so I can't actually do that much with it apart from keep it as a rectangle. But if I select it and then go to path, object to path. Now I'm converting it now from a rectangle to a path, and then I go back to this symbol here. So this is the path, so there are 4 points to this path, and now I can move one, and you can see that that point can be moved independently of the others, which you can't do when it's a triangle. So if I want to add a point, so I click on this, hold the shift button down and click on this. So now I have these two selected. Then I go up here to say plus, you see this symbol here, plus. That adds a point into the middle of the item. So click away to deselect the two I've selected. Then I can grab hold of this. Now I can move that. And I suppose the other thing you'll find very useful is this symbol here, which is make a selected node smooth. So I've clicked on the node, click on this, and now you'll see that this is a smooth thing, and these buttons here will let you pronounce sort of how smooth it is. So if you go over here, it's more, effect, and so on. You'll see the. So that's hopefully that will help you with using Inkscape. Thank you.